Hello there. Welcome to OBN, Voice for the People. I'm Anwar Khalil. The House of People's Representatives, or the Ethiopian Parliament, has declared tomorrow, Wednesday, December the 19th, as the National Day of Mourning for the former President of Ethiopia, Girma Wildegyorgis. Accordingly, flags will be lowered to have mast for the whole day across the country. Ethiopian embassies and consulates, as well as Ethiopian-owned vessels tomorrow. The late President Girma Wildegyorgis died last Friday night. He was born in the capital, Finfinne City, on 28th December 1924. He was the president of Ethiopia from 2001 to 2013. The late President Girma has performed various state duties throughout the country in different capacities for many years. A state funeral will be held at the Holy Trinity Cathedral in Finfinne City tomorrow at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. President Girma died at the age of 94, of course near to 95, and he served as a member of parliament during the Haile Selassie regime. He was also a captain in the aviation sector. He published a book about climate change, and that he was survived by 5 children. Ethiopia and the UAE have agreed yesterday to monitor cross-border finance crimes. Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Workana Gabayo met with his Emirati counterpart Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed Al Nahyan in Abu Dhabi, UAE on Monday. The two reviewed the existing diplomatic relationship between Ethiopia and the UAE, according to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They also agreed to further strengthen the bilateral ties for the mutual benefit of the peoples of the two countries. The meeting of the two foreign ministers, which was also attended by Ethiopia's Attorney General Birhanu Tsaggaye, discussed on ways of tackling cross-border financial crimes, as well as conducting joint investigations whenever these crimes unfold. On the way forward, the ministers also agreed to establish a legal framework with a view to ensuring an amicable mechanism of combating cross-border financial crimes. UAE has done a great job in first welcoming the new Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy Ahmed, some 9 months or 8 months ago, where they also gave recognition for Isaias Afwerki of Eritrea, and they awarded them Nishan, the highest medal of the nation. The Oromia Public Service and Human Resource Development unveiled that new placement for civil servants of the regional government sectors will be in place in the near future. Look on the more the story.
The Oromia Public Service and Human Resource Development Bureau has been holding a discussion with stakeholders on ways of implementing new directives and placement of civil servants of the Oromia regional government sectors. Head of the Oromia Public Service and Human Resource Development Bureau, Dr. Biqilaa Urrisaa, said the newly placement will follow the new rules and procedures.
The
government is concerned with quality service, and the today's directives will support this procedure. The public servants will be placed where they deserve it based on their work proficiency and ethics.
He added 60% of the placement will be implemented based on job proficiency and ethics.
Previously, the directives give special credit for the experience of the work, but now everyone will compete by his or her knowledge, ability, and discipline. Education background will use as a minimum requirement. The directives will give priority for discipline, knowledge acquired, and swift service provision for the public.
Dr. Biqilaa also said the main focus and aim of the implementation is to deliver quality service for the public at large.
The placement will follow ethical procedures. It is free from nepotism and other related things. It will only focus on the knowledge and ability. There will be a supervision works by all stakeholders over the placements.
It was also said the placement will be exclude heads of different sectors, prosecutors, judges, and police officers. Some participants of the discussion also said that the procedures are clearly mentioned and all should work in supporting for the implementation. I have the fear that the previous culture might attack the system. This should start from the leadership commitment, so it will need special attention. This will help to identify who is capable for the position and who is not. It is also an opportunity to know the knowledge, discipline and ability of the public servants. According to the information from the state, the placements will be finalized up to the coming January 8, 2019 fiscal year.
West RT Zone Security and Administration Office said religious leaders of the zone have been playing a vital role in ensuring peace and security of the area. Fukadu Brown was more on that.
Afar Regional State Council in its urgent meeting has approved different appointments. Accordingly, it has appointed Awal Arba as Chief Administrator of the region, Amina Seko as Speaker of the Council and Hawa Halota as Deputy Speaker. The Council has also approved the appointment of 18 cabinets presented by the Chief Administrator of the region. The previous governance structure of the region has limitations in fulfilling the benefit of pastoralists and semi-pastoralists, so the new structure proclamation is presented for the council and approved after deep discussion. According to the new structure, the government sector offices increased from 13 to 18. Chief Administrator of the Afar Regional State, Awal Arba, said the new structure is prepared in accordance to solve problems of good governance and speed up development of the region. He also notes that youth of the region have played great role to bring the change and called upon them to play their share in peace and development of the region. Chairperson of the Afar National Democratic Party, who is also Defense Minister, Engineer Aisha Mohammed, for her part underscored that Afar region is a little bit delayed from the change. She states that it is due to lack of strategic leadership. Aisha further notes that they have appointed new cabinets who can ensure the benefit of youth, human and the society of the region with the new reform.
We apologize for the problem, and let me remind you the lead. The Afar Regional State Council has elected new President Awal Arba as the Chief Administrator of the zone, and also new cabinets were appointed to lead that area. That place, the Afar Regional State, the founding place of Lucy, the cradle of humanity, where Donald Johnson, the American archaeologist, found Lucy. And due to the song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, with tangerine trees and mermaid sky, that's what I said. And now to our news from abroad. United Nations Special Envoy for Syria, Staffan de Mistura, is set to hold talks with foreign ministers from Iran, Russia and Turkey in Geneva to discuss setting up a committee to draft a new constitution for the war-torn country. The high-level officials will be seeking the UN's blessing on their joint proposal on Tuesday, and they are expected to propose names for the constitutional committee. The meeting comes after diplomats from the three countries who support different sides of the war, now in its 8th year, said on Monday they are close to an agreement to form a committee. The talks are meant to form a credible, balanced and inclusive committee to draft a new constitution for Syria and usher in elections, the UN statement read last week. De Mistura, who announced that he would be stepping down by the end of the year, has tried since January to clinch an agreement on the identity of 150 members of a new constitutional committee to revitalize a dormant peace process following a Russia-hosted Syrian peace conference in the Black Sea resort of Sochi. Al Jazeera reported. Syria, torn, suffered by the war, actually civil war, where millions were displaced and thousands died, or hundreds of thousands, and still in chaos. Thank you for watching. Have a good time. Bye-bye.